there, YouTube followers. This is Michael of Painting Warnings. Today, I finally got in. I got the Carnifex model I've been waiting for that I got off eBay. Just got it unwrapped from the bubble wrap, and it actually comes with a lot more pieces than I thought. This is the Carnifex model that comes from the Shield of Baal, or it's the Blood Angel Tyranid box set. So the first thing I noticed was it came with the Trigon base, the oval base, and I always wondered why the Carnifex model was never on this, because as most people know, the Carnifex model, like when he has guns, actually hangs off this model quite a bit. If you made him close combat-y, the standard MC base was actually fairly good for that, but with the guns, like, so there's the, that's the heavy venom cannon. Turn on the light. The Stranglethorn cannon. Those two guns actually hang off quite a bit off the standard base, particularly the heavy venom cannon here. So everything, I actually got a lot more bits here than I thought I would. I honestly thought I was just going to get the body, the tail, the legs, the carapace, and then like one of these back plates. I didn't think I was going to get them all. Not particularly. And then another thing I find really odd that I got, and I didn't know it actually came with all this, was I got all the head variants, which is really nice. I got the big monstrous scything talons, the other head variants. I've got the Barb Strangler, and then I can't remember that weapon is. It's the thing that shoots the larval. So, I mean, yeah, it comes with the big scything talons here, which I really like. It also came with the smaller ones, which are nice, but I'm probably not going to use those, actually. I'm probably going to use the bigger ones. I'm not even sure if I am going to use the scything talons. I like how they look. I really do. But I'm always a fan for the crushing claws. Those guys. Let me turn this off now. So I've never read the new Tyranid Codex, and this is a model that I'm going to use as a part of my range of models I have, so I can show off what I've done. Models will be like, okay, this is a monstrous creature, and the Tyranids are obviously the easiest monstrous creatures to use from the Warhammer 40k universe. I am going to get monsters from the fantasy line. I just wanted to get a monster that I had right now, because I don't own any monstrous creatures anymore. I've had Trigons. I love the Trigon model. Probably going to have to get another one to be like a super heavy monstrous creature, because in my eyes, that's what a Trigon is. But in past, the 5th edition Codex, if I remember right, the Crushing Claws gave you, because I originally always put them on Turbogons, because I didn't like Carnifexes back then. But on the Turbigon, they were Initiative 1, and yeah, they were Initiative Step 1, so they always hit last. But Crushing Claws gave you D3 extra attacks at Initiative Step 1. And so Turbogons always win in Initiative Step 1. They give you D3 extra, and I think Turbogons had like 5 or 6 attacks. Maybe it was 4 attacks base, and you roll, and D3 extras, and because they're MC, they had all the great bonuses on yada yada yada. Scything talons, I know they changed them, like, because I never played Tyranids in 6th edition. I boxed them at that point, and I got rid of them pretty quick, because I think I played a game or two, but then I was like, 6th edition. I was playing Space Marines. I was trying to figure it out, and I got Tyranids liquidated really too quick before I gave them any just due in 6. Which is a shame, because I honestly feel that Tyranids the Tyranid list I had would have done very, very well in 6th edition terms. So yeah, just because I was a model guy, or like I was a Hormagon guy, I had upwards of, I think, 200 Termagants, and I had upwards of 120 Hormigons. Like I grouped them in 30-man blobs. So uh, I had 4 blobs of Hormigons that were 30 guys because I ran 6 troop choices. I didn't care. I was like, 6 troop choices. I didn't run warriors back then, although I really felt that they were a really cool model. I still feel that they're a really cool model. Um, like I said, I don't know their new book, but back then they were supposed to, in my eyes, they were on a Terminator base, and they should have held up the Terminators like that. Even though they were troop choice, they were like 45 points, somewhere in there. And they had a 4+ save, and they were toughness 4, which really sucked because if a Meltagun hit them and wounded them, they just die outright. And they had like 3 wounds, so they had no invulnerable save, which really sucked. If they would have just made them toughness 5, it would have been fine because then the las cannons could have just, even las cannons can kill them. Like, all right, strength 9, AP 1, okay, you're taking a wound, which would have solved a great deal, a lot of problems. And from what I understand, warriors are still toughness 4, and they still don't have an invulnerable save, which makes me wonder why at 45 points you have a Terminator-esque creature that cannot hold up to Terminator-esque fire, and that, because Terminators are like 40, like 35, 40 points, somewhere, maybe 50 points now. No, they're like 45. They're like 30. Terminator's got to be like 35, 45 points, somewhere in there. Yeah, they're the same point cost, basically. And so Warriors, I've always had that problem with, is that you either can make them toughness 5, and they should make them toughness 5. And I tell you what, if they make them toughness 5 somewhere, if they errata them, they say, oh, they are toughness 5 Warriors, I'll probably go hog wild and get a Tyranid army again, because I just loved them. Raveners I loved. Before the Harpy model came out, I had my own custom-made. Sorry guys, my nose is running. I had my own custom-made Harpy model, which I will put a picture, if I still have it, at the end of this photo, or at the end of this video. It was out of a Carnifex model. It was a Carnifex that I had modified. It was all Carnifex. It was the Carnifex Carapace. I can't remember if I used the tier. No, it was the Trigon body. Yeah, it was the Trigon body because it's longer, just a little bit longer. And I used this back end here of the Carnifex, that piece right there. And then I had bought some wings, the Balrog, the wings, the big wings, not the dragon ones, the other big ones, from 40K, or from GW. And I slapped them on this thing, and man, I put in the first socket, and this thing just, wings were fucking huge. And I had it on a Tyranid base. And I had this thing, this ginormous model. It stood every bit of 12, 13 inches tall. It was taller than most of the flyers. And it had this giant wingspan just coming off it. But on the edges of the Trigon base, I had 2 metal rods that drilled holes through and put stuff on the back to hold them in. They stuck out, and I actually drilled holes into the Harpy model that I made, and I sucked it down in there, and I glued it, and I made it look like, and I painted it around it, and then I put hot glue on the rods and stuff to make it look like it was tree limbs and stuff. It was really cool. I hope I still have the picture so I can show you guys. Actually, I'm gonna look for that while I'm talking to you guys, if I actually have any Tyranid pictures. It's probably on my Facebook, so I'll have to get it off there because it's not in my folder. But yeah, nevertheless, guys, I love this thing. It was really cool. I honestly think this thing looks better. I thought it looked better than the Harpy model that is out now. So yeah. But so yeah, sorry guys, I rambled there for a while about Tyranids. But yeah, I was a big fan of Raveners, Carnifexes. I made my own versions. I made my own versions of Tervagons, you know, because all we had was the Carnifex kit. This was the first monstrous creature, and they had all this extra stuff in the book that didn't have models for. So this will be my monstrous creature for miniature brush, to say this is how I do monstrous creatures, because Tyranids are the most alien of any race in the Warhammer or Warhammer Fantasy lines. Like, these guys do not talk at all. There's a language that doesn't exist. What they are is they are Tyranids. They are aliens. They're aliens from the movie Alien. They're out to eat. They're out to harvest. They're out to consume your world, and nothing can kill them but firepower. There is no talking with them. There is no reasoning with them. Um, Periodically, the Imperium catches them and, you know, does studies on them. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. So that's it. I got my filters in for my aquarium today. I'm super stoked about that. I'm going to get that thing up and running tomorrow, or at least filled up with water with the filters running. I do have a t-shirt that's supposed to be coming in, I think, sometime in January. It's called, I had it on here, it's Training to Go Super Saiyan, or Training to Go Super Saiyan, which I'm loving it. I ordered it 3X. When it gets here, I'll show you guys. So, alright guys, this is Michael, Painted War Games. I'm signing up, and as always, keep gaming.